Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Nathan, and we're going to be talking about VHS 94, which just came out on Shudder, which is that it's actually the fourth VHS film. But before we get started, we're going to be spoilers. We're going to talk about all the short films, and I'm just going to say straight, I was really disappointed by it. So, what about you?
There was some high points, don't get me wrong. A couple of stories was good, but as an overall, I wasn't a massive lover. It didn't live up to the expectations we had for it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the best ideas have already been done as well, like with the other ones, really. But we'll get into it. We'll start off with, well, we're going to start off with the first short film, which is, I called it Ratman, but towards the end, they go like, Hail Ratma, or something like that.
It's Herb saying, like, on the Ratma champion, like, just keeps throwing out the word Ratma.
Yeah. So this one starts off with like a news reporter, and they're like,
in the sightings of Ratman.
oh yeah, that's it, yeah. And he talked to like this militia guy with a gun, and he's just watching over him. So they decide to go further into the sewers.
Because they didn't want the militia guy just keeps staring.
Yeah. To be fair, I think he should have, because he might have. Unless he was he a part of the? No, he was hunting Ratman, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was hunting because he was stationed himself outside of the sewers with an AR just literally watching the entrance.
So maybe you'd be more safe with him watching you, I guess, unless he was a part of it. I don't know.
I can only remember one person from who was part of it.
So yeah, eventually go deeper in and they find like a bed and stuff, and they start interviewing what the guy was Bob, wasn't it? It was like all covered in fucking goo, wasn't it? Bill, that was it. That bit was a little bit creepy. How it's just like she goes up to him and he's just,
That was actually one of the few times in that film I thought, God, this is creepy, because like again, it's all found footage style. And you're just digging around this bed, and you just that anticipation. I think that one did anticipation quite well.
Now that I think about it, this one's kind of short compared to the rest, unless it was just,
Out of all of them, it felt the shortest, unless it was just because it was the first one. You were like, oh, I wonder how he didn't have any comparisons.
Yeah, true. So like I said, they get split up, and then eventually she's like being captured, like she's tied up in shit. And there's all these people slowly. I like this bit. Like they slowly came out of the shadows, didn't they? Like at first, it was like one or two people, and you just notice more and more people.
Sewers in gaming is awful, but sewers in filmography for scenes is amazing because you get all that natural darkness.
Mm-hmm. And then support that the old guy comes out. I'm guessing is the leader of this, like whatever you want to call him. Yeah, and they're like, we've got that. Basically, Ratman is real, and he's like living, and they're like sacrificing. No, what? They don't even sacrifice. He chooses, don't they?
Yeah, he says like throws up on him or something in it.
Yeah, and he's like, he'll choose if you've chosen or not, or whatever.
Because the cameraman that she comes with, she is knocked out dazed while the camera's watching what happens to her cameraman. Ratman goes to judge this guy, and his venom goo just melts him off. It just does him in.
And we think it's going to do the same to her, but eventually, they find her just like inside of, what was it, a drain pipe? Sewer drain, yeah. Oh yeah, because you have that guy at the interview together, and he's like, oh yeah, like that fucking clown.
Like Pennywise. The comedy in this film, so, I'm not saying it's like an actual comedy film, but some of like just the little lines, they are actually amusing. The delivery on them and that.
We'll just get into that in a bit, but yeah, so she goes back to work, and it's just like, it's back to like a news reporter type, it's not found footage anymore, it's like actual cameras in it inside the studio. Yeah, and this bit I loved, how she just threw up on the guy, and his face is just, oh my god.
It's like it was a little gunk, like she coughs on him, he goes, maybe we should stop, and then it's just full on vomits on him, and he's just face is coming off. The gore in this was good.
Oh yeah, the gore was good.
They did not skimp out on the gore.
Mm-hmm. So then she basically just continues the broadcast, and she says, "Hey, old Ratma," and then that's the end of that one, isn't it?
Yeah, fades out as the camera cuts back out to the main story.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, if we had to rate it out of 10, what would you rate a short film? Like, I'd probably get like a 6.
A short film, I'm being generous, and it was the first one. I'm actually gonna be generous and give it a 7.
Fair enough. It
was decent. It was a fun, like, what was it? 15-20 minutes long.
Yeah, it didn't feel that long. Yeah, and compared to this one, what's coming up, like, I guess this one is good.
Yeah, like compared to the one, it was just a fun little thing. Past 15 minutes, decent gore, decent scare. They did the job.
Mm-hmm. So moving on to the second one, which is the wake one, which oh my days.
It was bad. Next one.
No, we're gonna talk about it a little bit. It drags so much. So basically, there's this. I didn't know wakes took place during the night. Anyway, I thought it was like a daytime thing.
It's certain cultures prefer. Let's just leave it there. Let him simmer.
So basically, this new girl, like she's working at this, what do you call it, the church or whatever they do it. I don't know.
Funeral home.
Funeral home. She's working at the funeral home. She's kind of new, and she's got the task of being alone for this wake, which is taking place at night. And there's a storm coming as well, which I completely forgot about until the very end.
So did I. Didn't remember till it happened.
The two people leave, but before they leave, like he's like, you know, he's like, oh yeah, don't worry, the body, I like sewn it back together or whatever. His head's pretty much gone, blah blah blah. We slowly find out like who this person is inside the coffin. But it just drags so my days. It was
so much. There was so many scenes of just her sat on a chair. She'd hear a bump, she'd go, and then it'd go back to her sitting somewhere else among these seats. A bump would go off. It was just that it felt like 5 coming on 10 minutes.
But I did like how like the cameras are set up because like, oh yeah, we filmed some wakes, so that was a good reason to have the cameras up. But it was just watching her. He said just watching her, like, and she phones the guy like 3 times. She phones a friend to ask about this person who's died. Like the potential was there though. Like I thought it was going to turn it because that guy turns up, doesn't he? Eventually, the old guy. I thought it was going to turn into like a cult. Like they come to the place and he'd like try and resurrect him or something like that. Because they mentioned he jumped off a church building, didn't he? While he was like, he was up there for an hour just sprouting shit, and then he jumped off.
The first bit of law, we thought, oh, this is going to go somewhere.
Yeah. So let's just skip it. So eventually, he comes out at the coffin, and his effects was good. Like his face is sliced. Like that was a good effect.
It's like gone through one eye, so one eye's completely gone, and the top of his head only has, I think it was his right eye.
Yeah, just one eye, because she finds the other half of the head, doesn't she? And then he looks at her.
I did think that was cool. The creature itself, with its half a head, couldn't see our main girl. But the second the top half of the eye saw her, the creature knew where she was. I did think that was good.
But then he just jumps her, and then we cut back to the camera, and she's just like wandering. I thought he cut her face off as well.
I was watching, I was like, is her head gone? But she looked like your casual spy said from town. Like, what's she doing?
I'm guessing he turned her into a zombie.
We won't know.
It's either that or she just got a concussion and she just walks out, and then what is it? It's a tornado or some shit, and then it hits the fucking. Yeah, because it's so bad.
The potential was up there, but I think they just were like, let's make a zombie film. Like for one zombie. If it was like, oh, this is a perspective of the start of a zombie invasion or something, I could understand it, but just one thing. Pretty easy. It's just a dude.
We don't even know like why did he turn into. All we know is he jumped off a church building and that was it. We don't know.
Satan.
But that's what I was expecting the cult to show. Like imagine like you shoot like they're all outside, like just circle around the church or some shit. But no, it's a tornado.
Nope, tornado. The tornado and Satan. That's all it is. Don't worry about it.
3 out of 10 for me.
I want to be generous, but I'm giving it 3 as well. There was too much build up. Cut 5 minutes of her sitting around, but I would have given it like a 5.
The effect was good. I did like the effect.
But one thing can't save it.
Nah, exactly. So moving on to the best one. I only just found out this before. Do you remember the number 2, the cult one? Safe Haven.
Do you mean the one where they all have a parade for themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same guy who did this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Mate, out the park yet again. He fucking nailed it.
I'd forgotten the name. I just called this one Surgeon, but I mean, if you've seen the film, you know which one we're talking about.
This one was so good. I would pay my own money to make this one 45 minutes long. It was so good.
It starts off, doesn't it, with that guy's head on. It's like a robot spider, isn't it? And he sets on fire or something, so he puts him out.
That completely took me out because I thought, oh, he's going to be like chained up, Saw. Nope.
No.
It looks like the thing from Toy Story.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a Saw thing as well at first, and then it just zooms out and he's on there.
The thing from Toy Story.
So basically, the story of this one, it's a mad surgeon who's trying to make, what do you call it? It's like Metal Gear a bit, isn't it? It's like
Neo-human.
Neo-human. And he's had over like 90 I think she has 90, 80, 99 on her test
Yeah.
subjects or something like
Yeah.
that.
If depending on how you look at it, because he says this is male subject 97 and this is female subject.
Oh yeah, so it could have
So
been.
it's
Yeah.
either the counting of me is just saying the gender first, or there's been 97 males so far, but there's been 99 women.
Mm. So he's basically trying to, like, create the next whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And what did he does? He does the girl first, doesn't he?
He removes her brain to keep
Yeah.
her brain alive. Well,
Because he's been testing to try. Because he's found out if you keep certain things in, I forgot what he says, but certain part of the brain intact, you can actually, take it out of the body and shit.
As long as the brain doesn't like completely demolish itself when it comes out, you can reuse it. One guy has a knife arm. She ended up finding a gun arm.
Oh yeah.
Loads of people around the base with like these sort of like connector units. He's trying to make like almost soldiers.
And then eventually the police come in to stop him, don't they?
Yeah, and they stop him real good. They don't even arrest him. They don't question him. It's just, no, you are a problem. You're going away.
I would like if they linked some more together, because now that I think about it, you could have, because spoilers, but in the next one, the police are actually helping the militia, aren't they, in the next one? And also, we seen a militia type guy in the first one watching over Ratman.
Yeah, we do, actually. I forgot about that.
I mean, it would have been nice if they actually, like, if cut 5 minutes out the wake and fucking have more connection between them all.
Even better, if you got rid of the weight.
Yeah, just get rid of the wake completely.
Get rid of the weight. Get rid of it.
Got a guy, Anthony, who's filming it from the police, and he's like sort of got sympathy for the people. He's just like, but to be fair to the police guy, he had a point, because if you're not going to take that back to the parents, are you?
No, especially when you see what she looks like it's crueler keeping her alive and showing the parents instead of mercifully going, we're sorry, dead.
Because he even says, oh, she don't even have a soul anymore.
Like, no, she was all messed up.
And then the guy comes alive, don't he, with the blade. He's got 2 blades, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's a bit like fucking. He reminds me of Pyramid Head out of fucking Silent Hill a bit. Just the way, like,
Because, like, I don't get it though, because he just goes auto killing. Like, he doesn't explain, like, is he doing this like he's running on fear? What? But he's.
Because he even goes after her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
She runs away, so maybe it's just like.
Auto defense mode. Like,
yeah, because she has some sort of,
She has her memories.
Lets that guy go, doesn't she?
They mentioned that before though, because when the doctor is performing the operation to put the connector on her arm, she overhears the news and she sees a picture of herself on the news saying "lady missing," and she like starts making noises because she doesn't.
Oh yeah. She can't talk. Yeah.
And he says, "You've still got your soul. No, you need to be reborn." It's like she remembers. Obviously, this giant creature doesn't remember.
That's probably what it is. You're right.
It is a sad story when you get down to it. As much as like we're over here hyping up like, oh, gore, murder, blah, blah, it is a sad story.
Yeah, it is. That's why it's definitely the best, because it has, substance to it. It's not just, a guy comes back to life and I don't need him.
It's got meat and potatoes to it.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't want to spend so much time on recap, but basically it turns into an action. Like, she gets the gun, doesn't she? She puts it on.
Doom. It turns into Doom. It's
the
so
guy's like,
good.
he's like, what the fuck's that? He just fucking shoots the fuck out.
So good. Best one. It is the best
No doubt.
one. I would love to see it get made into its own movie. I really would.
But yeah, I don't want to, like, it's basically like, just watch this one short film, I would say.
It's good.
It's really good. I don't know how long it is. It's probably like 25 minutes, 30 minutes or something.
I'd want to put my money on 25 minutes, like around that.
Yeah, but it's definitely good. It's definitely 8 out of 10 for me.
Hey, honestly, I want to give it a 9.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'll give it a 9 as well, actually, because it's a short film and you can't really judge it the same as a feature-length film.
It's got all the stuff that a film has, just condensed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it a 9 as well, to be fair. So then from there we go to, I just call this one Militia, but I guess it's zombie. No, it's not even zombie. It's fucking vampire. Vampire. What I'm talking about.
This one took me off guard so quickly.
Same here, because at first it's like a home video, innit?
Yeah.
For these like guys, but we see him. They got the guy chained up, haven't they? At first we don't know it's a zombie, but I keep saying zombie. It's a fucking vampire. They got someone chained up. We don't know anything. All we know is they got this guy chained up and they shoot him point blank inside the head.
I thought it was like this. I'm trying to word this so it doesn't sound bad, but I thought it was like these America's first get out of our country, blah blah, massive racist characters.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a racist thing as well. Yeah.
And like the more you watch it, you're like, yeah, these guys are assholes. These guys are such assholes. And then they go, it's a vampire. What?
Yeah, even before that, they're like they're scoping out the bank, aren't they? Yeah. And then you got the police dropping off all these guns and are like, oh yeah, we're all supportive of what you're doing here and shit. And I'm like, are these terrorists? Like, what the fuck? What's going on?
It feels like Manson family cult terrorist thing.
And then we see him shoot. This is what confused. We see him shoot the same guy again, and I'm like, "Is he got a twin brother?" Like, what?
I thought, oh, are they just reusing the footage, but like different camera angle? But then, like, first time he goes, "Please don't," then he goes, "I'm begging you don't." I was like, that's different lines. It's the same guy.
So eventually, so we find out he's a vampire, and the blood from the vampire, when it hits sunlight, it explodes. So I guess they were gonna use the vampire to go to the bank. But then why have all look? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were playing.
These are not your spec up guys.
No,
this is a group of mates.
Oh, we forgot how the vampire. We forgot how the vampire gets out. The fucking getting drunk, aren't he? And he goes over to the guy who's keeping watch, and he's like, "Oh, you're a pussy. Let's go dance with him.
Let's go dance with him." And then it gets really weird because he's like, "I'm daring you to make out with it." It's like
what the fuck?
I've never got drunk and like dared my mate to make out with roadkill. What the fuck is this guy on? Then again,
and then the vampire he'd be sick all over him, and then that's how he gets out. But the thing, I did like this, but when we actually see the vampire, it made me laugh out loud when they're up inside the attic, and he just comes down and he goes, he bites him, and he just goes back.
Let's talk about how it looks, because it's not a traditional fangy vampire.
No. I don't know the best way to explain it. It's like a fucking
Jabba the Hutt, but just the face meets Predator. It's like the fat on the neck comes. Of course, I have to grab my own fat neck. Like the fat on the neck comes out, the mouth opens like down to here, and it just wraps around the face and pulls it off. It looks weird. It's not a normal vampire looking thing.
And the thing that got me at the end, we see it's another CCTV shot, isn't it? See, there's another thing that links him. You got the camera at the end, and the vampire kills himself, don't he? Because he blows up.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a conscious thing, or he didn't realise that he was going to?
I think after being killed about 76 times, at that point you're like, no, you're going to hell with me.
Yeah, fuck this. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
In my own opinion, it wasn't a great shot, but it was a fun one.
It was a fun because it kept you guessing.
But
that was the good thing about it.
I personally have ended on it.
But it was a good way to like keep me guessing, but I wouldn't watch it again.
No. Well, the Science Award.
I'd probably give this one a 6, maybe, or 7. I
got 6. So like, it was a fun watch, but not.
I didn't like the effect of the vampire though.
I did, just because it was like
it was fun, but it's
At least they were brave enough to do their own thing.
True, I guess, yeah. And now we're going to talk about Nathan's favourite part of this film, the wraparound story with the police, which... the dialogue was so bad.
We're going to review yourself. I'm going to be here in my pit of pity.
The dialogue was so bad. The acting was even worse. You've got this main police guy who's just... he's not even inside the scene. He's just shouting on the radio. It sounds like a fucking guy out of a game or something. He's just like, aggressively shouting all the time, like, search these fucking rooms, blah, 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 blah.
It was a Call of Duty mission. That's the best of what it was. It was just a COD mission.
And then throughout it, like, there's TVs all over the place. They find eyeballs.
Which is our segue. It doesn't mention anything about the tapes till the end. The entire time it's, right, we're walking like the cameras, what you have on the chest, they're walking. They'll see a TV, and next thing you know, it's going into the TV and into your show, like. Why was this your segue? The first one had him watch the tape.
Exactly, and then you had the guy getting up throughout it, like behind him and shit, and it made sense. But in this one, again, like, I still don't even get the ending. So basically, the two girls, the coppers, have been doing this. They're a part of. I don't know.
They don't express if they're the ones that have been doing it for years. It's just like, oh yeah, we've made our own. Our viewers love this. Who are your viewers? Because it's not us anymore. We're sick of your shit.
The shittiest, cringiest. We are the final girls and you're our final victim, or whatever this says. Oh my god.
But why did they end on this? Your overarching story was so bad.
So bad.
Why?
You'd like this. You shouldn't have even had it. You just cut from one short film to the next, because literally this police thing was a waste of time, really.
They could have had the SWAT team go in, acknowledge like, oh shit, there's another video playing. Have your people lose their eyes, but instead of two girls like giggle giggle, we've made a tape. I don't know. Have them be like, oh, it's to feed our cult. It's to do anything. Not because we're the final girls and you're our final fucking.
Oh, I just remember the other thing as well. Like, she runs the camera, she breaks the camera on the guy's head, doesn't she? And she's like, "Oh, what should we call it?" And then it cuts to VHS 94. Oh my god, man!
Anger knows no bounds.
So yeah, let's just wrap this. Overall, VHS 94. I'm gonna give it 6 out of 10. Very disappointed. I'd say stick to the first two VHSs. They were the best. What about you, Nathan?
6, but no 5 of your points was simply because of the scientist shot.
Yeah, oh yeah. If there was no scientist shot, this would be so bad.
I feel like you took like each of the best shots from the VHSs, you'd have a 10 out of 10 movie.
Definitely. Yeah.
But it's like they go, right, we need to have a really good one, 2 mediocre ones, and a shit one.
Yeah, it seems like they actually planned that, because even in the first one we had that fucking honey vacation one where it was just, oh yeah, meet up with my lover and we stab him and then that's it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this review. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out Nathan's social links inside the description down below. Until next time, in a bit.